MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. It's Scotty Ray, and Candace is off this morning, as we were going to have a special guest a moment ago, and had to bail at the last minute. Couldn't get the audio just right for whatever reason.
Well, we were going to talk to Debbie Alexander about her experience at the 3-Foot building, and it's no longer Debbie. It's Grandma Alexander.
Grandma. Bless her heart. But hate that didn't work out. You've had a busy weekend.
I put that earphone up while I go.
Messed up the hair. We can't have that, can we, Jan?
That, you know.
So what did you do this weekend?
I went to Nashville, Tennessee. You know, our good friends, Ron and Harriet, are getting ready to move to Nashville.
Right.
All the boys are up there, all the grandkids, getting ready to have a couple more grandkids. And she had been looking for weeks for a house. And it took me going up on Thursday. She went and showed me 2 houses. I walked into the second house and said, this is it.
So it's all because of you.
Exactly. I brought my voodoo.
She put it on them.
But they bought that house.
Well, congratulations to them.
It's a wonderful house, a beautiful neighborhood. I love me some Nashville. There's some good food.
You know, the only thing about moving, and I think everybody would attest to this, is the boxes that are involved. It seems like it takes you really a year to find anything that you might have had.
Let me tell you a funny story.
Tell me.
Harriet and her brother went online, Facebook, somebody in the neighborhood where her son lives, had a bunch of moving boxes. They just moved in. They said, oh, you'll find it. And they told her the street. You'll see the garage door open. You can just back in there. So he backs his big old white truck in there, and they're out there loading these boxes off of this person's garage. And they come out and they say, can I help you? It was the wrong house.
Oops.
And then they posted on Facebook, watch out for this large white pickup truck supposedly claiming to pick up empty boxes from your house. Scary. It was funny.
That would be my bad luck. What happened to going to the liquor store and getting your boxes? I thought everybody done that.
You hadn't seen Harriet's closet.
Wouldn't be enough.
No, they had wardrobe boxes, and we got a bunch of those, and we stacked it up. But we did. We got a lot of boxes and paper and everything.
And people will slap you on these. Every town has got a watch community, so to speak. You know, kind of like we've got Community Watch here.
Oh, this is serious. Now, think about it. They're worried about somebody backing up and taking empty boxes that are folded up.
Right.
This is serious.
They will snap your picture and post you all over the internet.
Everything. So it was funny.
So lots went on. What we were going to talk to Debbie about this morning was the downtown area. There was a lot that went on in Meridian over the weekend. The 3-Foot building is open.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see it.
Everybody tells me that it's just gorgeous from up there. Now, I'm chicken. I'm not going up.
You don't want to go up on the top.
It's too high for me.
The railing didn't look real, high to me.
I'm telling you.
I'm a little nervous.
I would not go near that.
I'm not going to sit on one of those high bar stools up there next to the railing. Yeah. Good wind and just...
I can't handle that. It has been, we had gone up with the Meridian, the last time I was there, you know the smaller one that has kind of like the overlook, like a room? We went up there and Santa Claus was out there on that ledge dozen years ago. You were part of that.
A long time ago.
But I couldn't do that nowadays. I just, fear has gotten the best of me when it comes to heights.
You can't even go up on the roof and blow out your gutters.
No, I can't. I just really don't like it. So I stay away from anything that has to do with heights. Boy, the weekend flew by. So what's going to happen with weather this week? Now, we started out, Jan, at roughly... Chilly? Is that the word for it? 38 is what we had this morning when you woke up. And this is what is forecasted for this week, if you're wondering what's going to be happening. Today, we're going to get about 73 to 75. Tonight, we'll get down to 42. By tomorrow, 72 again. But look, as we get this rain chance here on Thursday and Friday, and we start seeing those 50 temperatures again for highs. So that's going to be nippy.
I mean, high 54 on Saturday, high 56 on Sunday.
So be prepared for that.
Get out your long handles.
Yes. You do have some, don't you?
No.
Oh, no. Girl, we have really got you involved, get you involved with that. Snuggie, do you have that? You don't even have a Snuggie?
What's this? Is that a onesie?
You know those things that you put on the couch?
With the sleeve and the blanket? No. There's one there somewhere.
That's-
I think we bought my husband years ago, but no.
Are you trying to say it's a bad fashion statement?
It just doesn't usually go with my look. You know, I have an image to maintain here.
Whoever invented that little thing made
They made some
millions.
money. They made some money.
And basically, it's just a blanket that you wrap around yourself is all that thing really is.
You wait. The pillow guy.
My pillow?
My pillow, I guarantee you, eventually he'll have one of those.
Call it my blanket.
Yeah, my blanket.
That's normally how those things kind of happen there. So the weekend has come and gone. I do hope you enjoyed yourself and you got out and enjoyed yourself. Let me see if I can find something. I had a chance, and I'm not going to stand next to her anymore because she made me look like a big old boy. Miss Mississippi,
Yes.
and this is Miss Holly Brand. She had a showcase at Brand New U over the weekend. And as you'll see, Miss America mentioned that it's about 1 month she is headed off to represent the great state of Mississippi in the Miss America
Miss
pageant.
America pageant.
So
Beautiful girl and supposedly a very wonderful family. So we've got good representation from
she told me that she had a picture of me and her when she was like 5 or 6, one of her very first talent shows.
Oh, my
I
mercy.
bet I look different in between now and then. I know she does.
No, you don't. You hadn't changed. You hadn't changed in the 20-something years I've known you.
I've lost hair, all kinds of.
See, you always have the hat on, so nobody
It's a
would
good
know.
cover.
It's a good cover.
Have to have that cover, folks.
I'm looking for a good mask.
Listen at you. But that happened over the weekend. There was a lot of things, like I said, in the downtown area, and I do hope you had a chance to go out and visit some of the attractions that happened. All right, let's talk about a few things that went on over the weekend. And I shared this last night, and let me show you a picture of this.
Oh, my goodness.
Nothing was stolen, but there was a break-in, and let me show you this. This was the old bowling alley. There on North Hill Street, which Northcrest Baptist Church now owns. Sometime around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, there were 5 or 6 people in the parking lot. Security advised, they called it into the police department that someone had gotten in.
Ridiculous.
now-
It's awful. I mean, what did they want to steal from there?
People, thieves, just...
A bowling alley?
Yeah.
They don't put one in their own basement, I guess.
Well, I actually think the bowling alley is gone now. They've because they're redoing this, and this is going to be
so
part of the
they've
church.
redone that.
I think they've gutted the building, but there's nothing there at this point. But people just like to get in. That's one of the things that happened over the weekend. Now let's talk about the next. And this is you want to talk about somebody that has the nerves of still a thief. I guess
mean,
they all
really.
do.
Yeah, Silver Dollar Pond. Somebody
Yeah.
stole a big old truck. Was it a flatbed?
A
or something?
flatbed vehicle.
And backed it into the wall.
And if you'll look at this is pictures from there. And what they did, and I put the heading, gone in 60 seconds, and as I spoke to police, that's really what happened. They stole a truck in town. It's 2:30 in the morning, all late in the night, and they back up to the building, they put it in reverse, hit it. They pull up, it didn't go deep enough into the building, and they ran into it again, jump out of the truck, grab what they want, throw it in the truck, and drive off.
I just wonder how close that location there in the building was to guns and things. You know?
I don't know.
That's what's scary. I don't think they have a clear idea yet on what was taken, do they?
No, they don't. Police are investigating, and hopefully this morning we'll get a picture of the suspect from security camera. It is on
I'm
camera.
sure they have security.
Yeah, and the same as Northcrest also has that on video. Whatever you do now, criminals get their picture taken. It's just how well you can see them, and hopefully we'll get that in a little while and be able to share that, so you'll be on the lookout for whoever did that. Other things that happened in the weekend were there gunshots in the fire. Yes, there was a lady that got shot in the arm. After she got to the hospital, she would not tell police anything other than that.
See.
And that's a
big problem. That's a big,
it is.
people are afraid, I guess, for
If they'll come back.
recrimination, is that what that's a 25-cent word there.
Yes, it is. But you kind of understand, but they don't know who did that, and she's going to be okay. But she was shot in her forearm, and we hate that happen. But there's little that the police can do when they're not told any more than that.
Yeah, exactly. What can you
So
do?
that is some weekend activity that went on, and a couple fights. Nothing serious. I wasn't involved in any. I behaved and I did everything Angie told me to do.
I missed out on those. I was out of town, so I was behaving myself. Most of the time in Nashville.
The best you could?
Yeah, best I could.
Wow. Now, what is so shocking, and I don't know, Jan, if you have the secret recipe, do you go way out as we get ready for Turkey Day? That's right around the corner. We're 2 weeks out from Thanksgiving?
Oh,
is that about right?
And I haven't ordered my smoked turkey from Joe at Piggly Wiggly.
You need to get on it.
Well, I'm waiting to see if I'm going to have company. If I'm not going to have company, then I'm going somewhere to my daughter's in-laws.
You're going to eat on their behalf. So that is it. Do you have a special recipe that you do to the turkey? What is your thing that you have for Thanksgiving that is better than everybody else's?
You'd have to understand, I was married to a Yankee for 44 years, and it was only in the last 5 years I got him to eat dressing.
You're kidding.
No. And everybody loves my dressing. I don't put raw onions in there. A lot of people don't like that texture. I use the seasoning salt or the flakes or something, but I make a good dressing.
Wow. The only thing that I do not like, and I know that there's going to be people here that go, "What are you talking about?"
Green bean casserole.
No, I'm not real fond of that. Yeah. But the thing that turns me off the most at Thanksgiving, and cranberry sauce, that purple junk.
Oh, you got to have cranberry sauce. Oh, I can't eat it without cranberry sauce.
That is just not
I like
mine.
the stuff in the can that you chill and slice up. I don't want all that.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
On our table, it just kind of sits there.
Like Jell-O.
Yeah, and somebody feels like it's a must to bring, but nobody will touch it.
You're kidding.
It's never been a big hit here.
I usually get 2 cans of it. I love it. I love it even when I have leftovers. I heat it up and I get me some
So what does it taste like?
Cranberry sauce.
It's the only way to describe it. It is what it is.
Red Jell-O with a little bit of a twang to it. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, I'll settle for that.
See, now, if you could think of it as red Jell-O, you might could. I don't know.
Bill Reinhardt says he's a Yankee and he's all about him some dressing there. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Betsy Holly watching us from Sugar Lock today. Thank you.
Cliff Gardner's watching this morning.
All right. Let's see. Somebody said pull your mic just a little bit closer there to you.
My mic a little closer.
A little closer so where they can hear you a little bit.
With a mouth this big, they could hear it across the street. But.
Oh, Jad. As we turn to our friends at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, they always have a lot going on for you. And this weekend, they had their open house to display all of their Christmas stuff. If you need an ornament, you need anything, come on by. It's in full blast. I went by on Friday afternoon, and it looked great. So
they do a beautiful job out there. It really is.
They do. Go by and see them there. That's some of the things. And, of course, deer season is here. And if you're still looking for ryegrass, anything with mobucks, or you're needing some peanut butter flavored rice bran, they've got that, along with the deer cocaine. Tons of this to choose from. Still stocked and plenty of seed to choose from here also to get some last-minute planting done, or some bare spots. They got that covered for you there. Along with corn, the triple grip. See them. This will be nice. You can take care of that. Game cameras, which can be used for deer, or you put it around your house for security, whichever way you want to use these cameras. We've also got tents, scales, anything with that. And mud season is coming because it will start raining. And they will take care of you there. Pet supplies and a whole lot more. Be ready for fall season with the gift shop. See them today. You'll find it all there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Guns, ammo, and a whole lot more. Exit 151.
I was leaving home with a car full of my friends when suddenly we were thrust off of the road. A direct hit from behind. We were involved in a car accident.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm JC from Starkville, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $200,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
So is everybody back and can hear Jan a little bit better now?
Good morning, everybody.
There you go, Jan.
Good morning.
And Debbie sent a message and said to remind you of your ponytail. I don't know what that was about, but she wanted to remind you of your ponytail.
You don't remember at the radio station where we were all wearing those clip-in ponytails?
Your little fake one?
Me and Donna P. Ford.
Oh, that's been many, many years ago.
We could sleep in 30 minutes early because we'd pull our hair up, put a ponytail in.
Nothing like a ponytail. So there you go. Let's see some of the things that are happening around America today. I think we all have heard of this by now. Houston, Texas, it was a disaster over the weekend.
Awful. I think when there was 8 people I know that was seriously injured and some...
8 dead.
8 dead.
8 dead and hundreds injured. It was a rap concert, and I don't know the guy named Travis Scott and another one named Drake. And
Drake, I've heard of. Yeah.
Apparently, at other shows, they've encouraged people to come closer to the stage, and there were 50,000 people in attendance, and they kept
And
pushing.
everybody was trying to get close to the stage. There was a man I saw earlier this morning who he was being trampled on. He was hollering for help, and nobody would help him up.
Oh.
He ended up in the hospital, serious condition.
So that the lawsuits are getting ready to pour in on this. It's already being talked about that as we look at this of best friends. Here's as I pull up this. Here's a picture of a couple people that were there that lost their lives in this. I think 14 was the youngest that passed away on this. It's a sad day. There's no other way to word it of what happened. One of the few, you think about that. That's more people in the entire city of Meridian, Mississippi, that went to that show.
I think that kind of music kind of stimulates that kind of
They were dancing and close.
activity. I mean, I don't know.
Sad.
I don't understand it. That's not music, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Here's somebody else that they say that sacrificed their life for somebody else. They protected them so they would make it. So there was heroes in the crowd when all of this happened. We pass along condolences to everybody of what happened there.
Prayers for the family.
Now, what I did not know, because I have not moved into the next century, I guess, with TikTok yet. Do you have an account?
I don't know.
They're
My
very
grandchildren do that, and they make videos and all that.
right. But apparently, there's, I guess, more to it than just dancing. But everything I see is somebody doing the wiggle wobble. But a 16-year-old girl in North Carolina was kidnapped by a pedophile. She's trapped in the car, and as she passes other cars, there's a new hand signal, and this is the way it describes it. You put your palm and tuck their thumb, and then lower their fingers so that the thumb is trapped. And is that?
I guess like that.
I'd have to watch the video, but it shows that you're being abducted. You need help, and a passerby saw it as they went. Called the cops.
Yeah.
Now, and it's sad to say, I wouldn't know what it meant if somebody done that to me. I would have to be edumacated, as they say.
She must not have been in the trunk. She must have been in...
Yeah, she was up front in the passenger seat or near a window.
Okay.
And thank goodness they were able to get him.
Scary.
It just, why people want to hurt other people, I will never know. But we're not criminals, and I don't know how to get into the mind.
Yeah. You know, that's not our mindset. So
they are very different.
I've always said I have no patience and no sympathy for anybody who would harm a child.
Correct.
Or a helpless animal.
Oh, it breaks my heart.
It just... If I caught him, if somebody hurt one of my grandchildren,
you would be all over them, wouldn't you?
they'd be locking me up.
Yeah, and I get that.
Yeah.
And and I still find it very hard, and I hope it wasn't true. Oh, have mercy! It's stuff like that keeps me awake. All those stories that were out about Fauci and those hound dogs that were tortured. I hope it wasn't true.
Oh Lordy, I hadn't heard about that.
It's bad. I couldn't read the story. And I know there's worse things that go on in America, but that was one that hits home with me because I love pets so much, and for the life of me, as in, we are Christians, we believe in Jesus Christ, but sometimes don't you wish that God would intervene when something bad is fixing to happen, and He, with all His power, reached down and halted?
Well, Judgment Day's coming.
It is
eventually, but it is, as humans, it's hard for us
to relate to that, and you go,
to
well,
wait,
why?
And you keep thinking we need justice now. But
why didn't God step in and stop them? You can't help but ask those. We're human. We ask those.
Exactly. Well, unfortunately, there's evil in the world.
There
as
is.
well as good, and everybody has free choice.
It's saddening. There are things. There's a lot of things that I don't report because I can't bear to talk about it some days.
Well, let's pick it up here and cheer everybody up and give them some positive news.
Okay, all right.
Like
Biden's
our president's
approval rating is down to 38% this morning. Can y'all believe that?
No surprise, but just my opinion. I'm not getting political here, but
yeah, we saw it come. And Kamala is even lower than that. She's at 28% approval rating in the United States. And you go, well, what are they doing? Well, it's tearing America apart as we keep going with these different news stories here. A win for Mississippi against Biden. I don't know if everybody saw this. Mississippi, Texas, and Louisiana has had a judge block this mandate that they were putting on companies for the vaccine. So it's been blocked in these 3
People
states.
were losing jobs because of this. I mean, across the country, that's just ridiculous. That I think it's a good thing, but as far, to get preventive care and everything.
And again, but it's your choice and your doctor.
Free choice. It should be between you and your doctor. Exactly.
So they've got to answer. The Biden administration has got to answer this today. Sometime today is the deadline to answer this judge's request on this as he blocked it. So we'll see where this goes here. In other news, as we dig into politics, and that is one of the big things that is going on politics, as we bring up what happened in Mississippi and L.A., they step it up even further today, and you're going to have to use your card that says I've been vaxxed to do basically anything in that city.
Go buy groceries,
Yeah.
pay bill, whatever. It's ridiculous.
And most Americans look at that as if you've got to show proof to buy groceries. There's a little verse in the Bible that says the end of times, and it's in Revelations if you read more into that. And that's why we're sort of against these things. People ask, why?
Now,
That's
they
why.
want you to prove that you've been vaccinated, but they don't want you to prove that you're who you say you are when you go to vote.
Right. Or if you're coming into our country illegally, don't worry about being vaxxed.
Right.
It's okay. Some don't add up.
No.
And that
It adds up.
It does.
We know what's going on. So.
And who knows what is in, late Friday night or late Thursday night? I can't remember which day it was. They did pass the $1.2 trillion spending. There were, I believe,
infrastructure.
Yeah, 13 Republicans that crossed the line. It was 200 that voted against it, but 13 went with them. Who knows what's hidden in that bill?
Well, now they showed the infrastructure bill was not a big problem. It's that social bill that they want to
Attached to it.
And supposedly the squad they wanted to vote against it unless everything was joined together into one thing.
And it didn't happen their way.
And that didn't happen, and that's good that didn't happen because there's a lot of infrastructure. Boy, that's a tongue twister.
It is. I
That
can't
needs
say
to
it.
be done. On our
The
roads and
highways
bridges.
are bad.
Exactly, and internet service to people that can't get it in that type.
Even Trump wanted to add another interstate to America when he was in. He had plans on that, and it would be good.
You can look up everything in the way it was laid out, and it all looked like legit stuff. This other stuff they were trying to tag on.
Squeeze in.
Yeah.
A Democrat Kansas governor has turned on Biden and says, wait a minute, I'm not buying this mandated vaccine anymore. That's a rarity that happens. And you go, well, why? Because they watched the Virginia polls last week of how people voted, and they go, oh, well, maybe I'd like to stay in office a little bit longer. So they start trying to appeal to people. At the end of the day, and Jan, you know this more than that, and this goes to politicians, it goes to people that you work with, people that you're around. Watch their past actions. What did they do in the past?
Exactly.
How did they vote? What do they think? It's an everyday life of if somebody all of a sudden changes their tune, really look hard at what they really do.
What's amazing is that a lot of people just automatically vote a certain way.
Right, regardless.
Because they're kind of brainwashed to do that, and they're not looking, I've always thought that you don't vote party, you vote for the person who's going to do the best job.
And the
And
first time
should
that...
be that way.
And I don't know if you remember this. You've been in Mississippi as long as I have, or close to it. You came here. But if we go back to, when I was a little boy, you did not cross that Democrat line. You were a Democrat. If you were from the South, you voted Democrat.
Right.
And Governor Kirk Fordyce ran. And it was the first time in Mississippi that you started people going, well, maybe I'm not a Democrat, and they started voting Republican. It was really the first time since the war that started happening, and then it was a change. It was like everything was reversed. One group took this one's thoughts and moved over. We'll see. But that was the first time in Mississippi I remember that.
The thing about it is the Democratic Party that is around now, for the most part, is not what it was when your
True.
parents were, coming up. It's just not the same.
It used to be the working man, and then the Republican side was somebody that took care of the rich and didn't care about the working man.
Right.
Seems things have changed.
That has flip-flopped.
The working man, and right now y'all think there's a story, and let me find this because this is highly, highly important of what's going on. Here it is, right here. The headline this morning. Did anybody buy gas this morning?
No, but I need to go get some.
Yeah, and it's not cheap. We're looking at, in most areas, the cheapest you can find it is maybe $2.97, and it's going up to $3.50 in some places, even higher in California. But he is considering shutting down another pipeline in America. Do y'all know what that would do?
What is his problem? I mean, really?
We were the energy supplier for the world, the number one export. And now look at us, and we were at $1.69 a year ago.
Well, we were energy independent.
Correct.
And he saw that as a bad thing?
He did. How much more? And the thing about this is gas controls almost every product in America because products are delivered by trucking in energy.
Exactly.
Now, you can talk about your windmills, but that don't get food on your table.
No.
And how much more can Americans stand in this? And this goes back to that approval rating of 38% and hers at 28%.
Yeah.
You have got to eat, and to get to work, you got to have gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you carpool, you're still having it with someone.
Supposedly, in this infrastructure bill, there's, I don't know, like $100 billion or something like that. Don't quote me on that.
Right.
Towards setting up charging stations for electric cars.
Whoa.
I don't know. What's going to supply the energy to the
exactly.
charging things, you know?
It does make you
crazy.
worry of what's going on and what's going to be happening. Gail Gafford mentioned the freebies in America. Trust me on this, and I think most people know this. Although you get a helping hand, someone else has got to pay for that. And America is a land of the free, and we do want to help others.
Exactly.
We have what is so, and you go into this $450,000 that the Biden administration is willing to pay immigrants. And we'll get into what China said about that in a little bit. But we have Americans that are homeless. We have veterans that fought for our country that have nowhere to live.
Right.
Our cities are being overrun by
these illegal people coming in. I have no problem with people immigrating here, but do it the right way.
Right. And if they've never paid a tax dollar, how are they eligible to get money from us in assistance programs?
Right.
I don't understand that. It used to be if you had to pay to receive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've contributed through your taxes and, what they take out for Social Security, all that, all the benefits. They haven't contributed anything.
Right. And not to be on a little red wagon, but honestly, I don't get the argument when people say that it's wrong to show your ID to vote. What is, because you show your ID on just about everything in America that you do.
If you go to the doctor, you've had to show who you are. If you go to the bank,
and they want a copy of it.
Check. Exactly.
So what's wrong with when you go to vote? I gave mine to Donna Jill.
Exactly. That just tells you what are you hiding then?
Yeah.
What's the problem here?
So
I want everybody who is legally eligible to vote.
Right.
That's wonderful about our country that we have that right, but don't abuse it and try cheating.
And here's the next headline that makes you scratch your head and go, what in the world are they talking about? The headline reads, what Biden says is our economy is starting to work, and he insisted as America is back on track after the October jobs report beat expectations.
What?
I don't think everybody else sees it the way Biden does. This is the same guy that last week that said that it was a lie, it was garbage about him paying the immigrants, and the next day the White House comes out and goes, well, wait a minute, we might have made a mistake.
You don't know what your people are doing here, do you?
Yeah. So the economy is not on the right track. There are certain sectors of America that are doing okay, but it is not perfect by any means. And somebody trying to pull the wool over your eyes, so to speak. And like Dwayne Phelps said, he knew all that would happen. That's not infrastructure bill commented there.
Oh, okay.
As you glance, I think most Americans agree with that we need to wake up. And Virginia has sounded the alarm in that first election.
Well, I think that's an indication that Americans are waking up. I mean, who could look at what's gone on this first year here and seen the direction that the country's gone and think this is a good thing?
Right.
This is the guy that we elected, and this is the direction he's taking this country? I don't know.
And,
Virginia is a good indication, I think, of stuff that's going to happen in 22.
And I think most Americans would agree with this statement with me on this. I think we need to get a handle quickly before the next election happens in 22 about mail-in voting. I think that needs to be settled now to where at the last minute there needs to be deadlines.
And those voting machines that were such a problem, too.
Right.
Kept switching votes and things. Hopefully they're getting on top of that.
And I've said this many times. I don't understand on national elections. On your local elections, you can do how you want to. But I would think that there ought to be a mandate that any federal election, I'm talking Senate, whether it's president or whatever, should be one way in all 50 states. And that way, at the end of the night, votes can be tabulated just like that. It's my thoughts. It may never happen.
LaWanda Grantham was saying Biden's family ought to be ashamed of letting him even run. I mean, it's sad. I can't imagine his wife.
Right.
She had to know the condition he was in.
Well, they all knew, but they wanted that to go down as number 46, and he will. So that's
anyway.
That's a few things that are happening at the White House today as we look at things. Let's talk about our friends at the Precast Group. As I've mentioned several times, as we get into November, this is our second season of bad weather, and you want to be prepared. Yep, Michael. I saw Michael yesterday at church. The Precast Group, let me say that correctly, is there to help you when it comes to tornado shelters. If you want to feel safe in the middle of the night when storms come and have a place to go to, talk to Michael and his team. They build these right here in Meridian. They're located out on 145 South. They can deliver these, have them set up. If you're building your home, have it installed, be like a closet. Now, if you've already built your home, don't worry. You can still have this installed in the yard. It weighs 20,000 pounds. It's not going anywhere.
No,
Steel doors. There's not going to be a 2x4 come through this. It is a peace of mind. You can call them at 482-0003. Just find out how affordable it is. 2 different designs. You can have it buried outside if you want to or above ground. See them. They'll show you all the different models and let you choose what you want. Again, it's the Precast Group here in Meridian. See them. They'll help you out with anything you're looking for.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back as Jan goes to the comments to straighten the plaque on the wall.
I've straightened the plaque, everybody. How's that?
It does happen.
If I go into people's houses when they're
You
not
can't
looking,
stand
and I
that.
see a crooked picture, I'm over there just tapping.
I'm the world's worst. I had more pictures and I knocked them all down. I've broke frames. I'm just clumsy when it comes to things on the wall. So maybe one day.
Just clumsy with things on the wall.
Well,
Okay.
I've been known to do other things too, to
Yeah.
be a little bit clumsy. Hey, let's go back in time today and talk about a few things that happened in history. Always amazing, and you can't move forward without knowing what happened in the past. Did you ever watch the movie Tombstone?
Yes.
Well, you'll
Yes.
know this guy's name, and he passed away on this date back in 1887. Doc Holliday passed away.
My good friend, Doc Holliday.
Y'all were tight, huh? Tuberculosis got him in the end. A feared dentist and gunfighter. That's who he was. So that happened on today. Let's see what else went on of who's doing what today. Do you remember the movie Gone with the Wind?
Of course.
Well,
Of
Margaret
course.
Mitchell was born on this date, the writer of that book in 1900.
She was
And of course, I think everybody knows that scene with the oak tree hanging and Tara in the background there. 1900
well,
is when that
frankly,
was.
Scotty Ray, I don't give a darn.
Yeah. And I remember reading a magazine, that line almost didn't make it because it was too edgy.
Yeah.
And it really, out of all the movies in the world, that is probably one of those one-liners that sticks out.
Then they show you how times have changed.
Now.
You have to watch everything your children are watching on TV.
It is.
Just if anything goes, just about language-wise.
It does.
It's awful.
And it's just
awful.
common. Oh, well. And you wonder, at one time they wouldn't let Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore stay in the same bed because they thought it was a bad influence for America to see that.
I thought they had them in twin beds.
They had twin beds, but they didn't have the single bed, where they slept together
No,
because they
that's
fell.
what I'm saying, because of the,
Yeah, have mercy.
And now turn on your soap operas. Whew.
It's a lot more to that now, isn't it?
A lot more.
Kind of make you turn red and pass out.
Yeah.
1949, she's not my favorite singer, but she's big. It's nevertheless. Bonnie Raitt was born on this back in 1949.
Bonnie Raitt.
Raitt, is that how you
It's
say it?
Raitt is the way you said it.
Oops.
It's okay. That's why
Oops.
you've got me here.
Do you, what's her song? Do you know any of her music? Because I don't.
No, I couldn't tell you right off the bat.
Yeah,
She did.
yeah. Like I said, not my thing. In 1965, if you were waking up, as they used to call them, the Stories, this debuted on this date back in 1965. Days of Our Lives. It has something in that thing like the Sands of Time or something, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Been forever since I've seen it.
Fast, you used to watch it.
I was a kid, me and Mayhat, we used to, she was the lady that took care of me as I was a little boy. Me and her sat there and watched it. She'd tell me all about it. Let's see here. 1957, this premiered on this date. The Ten Commandments opened there, and of course it was starring Charlton Heston.
And Yul Brynner.
Yeah.
Remember?
He was a great Western actor.
Exactly.
But that was probably one of the biggest movies that was ever produced about the Bible. Charlton Heston made some lasting impacts from that, without a doubt. Let's see who else is at. 1984. I remember this like it was yesterday. And she was having some trouble. She was a pop singer, and she kind of switched over to country music.
I love Anne Murray.
And this was the number one album of that year.
Yeah.
A Little Good News Today.
Actually, in my phone, where you can save your favorites, I have some Anne Murray stuff in my.
Didn't the song, it remind me, because he is no longer on television, but he was one of the guys that was on the news. Bryant Gumbel, does it? Yeah, she mentions Bryant Gumbel in the song. And it was NBC's, one of those shows that he was on, Good Morning America or one of those.
Right.
But Anne Murray there.
I think she's still alive, isn't she?
She is. Let's see here. Bruno Mars, and I only know the name because he played a Super Bowl one time, and I didn't understand anything he was singing.
Now, that just shows you the diversity of my music interest.
Do you know this one?
Yes, I know Bruno Mars. I know he's
born in 1985.
Really good, yeah.
So you've got some of those on your playlist.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually do.
Yeah, I don't.
I like all kinds of music.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. If I had to be forced to choose, I'd have three. It'd be country, blues, and also a little bluegrass. I like a little bluegrass. All of them tell stories.
Okay.
Just my thoughts.
Yeah.
1995, you woke up, and I like it. I love it. I want some more of it, was number one. And now that we brought that up, did everybody sit back and watch the premiere last night of Yellowstone? Did you see it?
No. I don't even know. What channel is that on?
Paramount.
Okay.
Holy smokes is the way to put it.
Evidently, it's really popular, and I haven't gotten into it for some reason.
You got to see the teaser. Is a prequel coming called 1880 or something like that. Tim McGraw is going to be the star in this.
Okay.
And Faith Hill is also in. It's going to be
really?
huge. Yes.
It's going to be huge. Who's the main character in that? What's his name?
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
And if you didn't get to see it, I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler alert. He lived.
I think I saw it when it first came out, but it came on opposite of something else I watched. So
I'm telling you, probably one of the most strongest television shows I've ever watched. It is addictive, and who did it? They're going after him of who took they tried to kill the family.
Oh, okay.
And that's how it ended last year. And it was just Beth Dutton. You would really, really love.
I'll have to go back on demand and maybe do a.
Oh yeah, you watch binge watch. They had them on all day yesterday.
Yeah, binge watch, and get caught up on it.
But I would say the ratings for that last night were incredible. I really enjoyed it.
I saw a lot of people online on Facebook talking about, well, you watching. So I guess it's a big deal.
Deborah Avery said that it was something to talk about. Was the name of a Bonnie song that I couldn't think of that made her famous. Give me something to talk
I can hear
about.
It now in my head, yeah.
Right. When I was little, there was a TV show on called Sonny and Cher.
Yes, I watched it.
Yeah, I remember it. He was always wearing some flower child
slinging
stuff.
That hair.
Yeah, I got you, babe.
Yeah.
Well, it was 1994 that Sonny made it to Congress. He was elected to Congress on this date back in '94, and from what I remember, he did a pretty good job.
From California.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then he had the accident skiing and was killed.
Ooh.
Tragedy.
Yeah, that was awful.
And I don't know the whole deal with their daughter, but she's a little different. 1 year ago today, and a lot of people, I've never watched the show. Some people, it just didn't snap my fancy. But Alec Trebek passed away 1 year ago today on this day.
He had a long battle with cancer.
He did. And he fought to the end.
He really did.
So many people like that show, though. And that's the show that you have to answer with a question, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not exactly how I talk, so I would get all tripped up. So that's a few of the things that went on this date, believe it or not, that has happened. Maybe it brings back a memory or two for you.
Yeah.
My
memories are fading.
And it does just happen overnight. It seems like you sort of forget things that happened, and whoops. So there you go. Let's take a moment and talk about our friends at the Godwin Group. Now, they can clean anything that you've got. As we get ready for Thanksgiving and we've got Christmas parties coming up, make sure your home or business is tip-top shape. Get it clean this season to get it ready for the holidays, as Godwin does this. Of course, Harry Mayer had their place clean there. If you got a canopy, these are salvageable. This is a low pressure that cleans and makes it look really, really good. Brick cleaning, vinyl siding, all of this. This is the before and after. Yeah, it makes it look good. That was where water come out from overflow from an air conditioner, and it stained the wall. Can't see it anymore. As we look at the metal shops, If you've got a metal building that's yours, get that old mildew off of it. In no time flat, they can clean it, make it look great again. Also, here it is. Godwin Cleaning Services does those roofs. Doesn't that look good?
I'd never thought about cleaning a roof, but it makes it look like a brand new one.
Yeah, as you can tell the difference. It's night and day there in between what this looks like. Again, get in line, get your stuff cleaned up here for the holidays. Go ahead and call them. Drastic changes. Make your home look new again. Have your sidewalk, your brick, your stone, it all clean. It's with Godwin Cleaning Services. 601-253-8262 is the number to call. See them today.
First 10 days following an accident are crucial. Insurance companies don't wait. They have a staff of adjusters, attorneys, and investigators collecting information that can be used against you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has great specials this week, like Idaho potatoes, 5-pound bag for $2.99. Green bell peppers, 89 cents each. Piggly Wiggly Original Mayonnaise, 30-ounce jar for only $1.99. Kellogg Pop-Tarts, 8-count, 2 for $5. And it's hard to resist those New York strip steaks, $9.99 a pound for the family pack. Leg quarters, a 10-pound bag for only $5.99. You'll find these deals and so many more at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Jan. And thank you for coming in this morning and filling in.
You're welcome.
It's always a
Time
hoot.
change is something else, so it missed. I was up at 5:45, and normally I'd be
Wide
up
awake.
at 6:45, and I thought, well, I guess I'll just get up.
So you were there.
I was there, drinking a lot of coffee.
Ooh, I've had 3 or 4 cups already this morning.
It was all I could do to stay up last night and not go to bed around 9:30. You know.
Well, I'm always in bed at 9:30.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I'm usually in bed about 10 or 10:30. Watch the news and go to bed.
It's funny how you get into a pattern, and if you stay up past that or whatever, it just makes your next day kind of miserable if you don't
Well, I
follow.
thought if I'd stay up later, then, because
Sleep.
I'm about a 7.5-hour sleeper.
Yeah.
Didn't work. I've got to retrain my brain.
I don't know how some people can get by with 2 to 3 hours worth of sleep and look perky and be good all day. It's not me.
My friend Harriet, I don't know how she does.
She does that?
She'll wake up in the middle of the night and sit up and read for an hour and a half, and then go back to sleep.
I woke up a
can't
couple
do
of
it.
nights ago at 3 a.m. and it was all over. I couldn't go back. So I got on
That's
up and started work.
frustrating. Yeah, that's frustrating.
But listen, I mentioned this about China a few moments ago. Here's one of the headlines this morning. China is mocking Joe because he went out to that Paris Accord and apologized for Trump pulling out of the nuclear deal. And they said they cannot wait for Trump to get back in office to apologize for Joe to the world.
Have you seen all the pictures of the people falling asleep during that
Yes.
meeting? Even Joe. I
He
mean,
was-
it was like zonked out.
Maybe it's trillions, I don't know, but we sure sink more money into that than any other nation.
crazy.
And now your tax dollars are going back there again. We can't take care of our own people sometimes. What makes us think we can give all of our money to other countries to fix them?
I know. They want us to pay our fair share.
Yeah.
You know, if you're making too much money, you're successful, you need to pay your quote unquote fair share.
Yeah.
But it comes to stuff internationally. Well, Trump was on top of that.
He was.
That's changed.
We don't know where all this will go. We'll see. And Chris Christie, Trump kind of spanked him in public. He's not a Trump fan anymore, and he is. This is what. And now, what's the girl that are McCain? She's against Trump in any news article that she writes, and she's a writer now. So y'all be prepared for anything that you read. See who wrote the story. But Chris Christie and her are trying to put it out that Trump had nothing to do with the election that happened in Virginia and his way of thinking, and they're trying to urge the Republicans they can do it without anybody that voted for Trump.
Well, Cindy McCain was never a Trump fan anyway.
No, he might have told her what her daddy was.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, that was.
He may have thought out loud again.
He did. He probably said something he shouldn't have said back then.
But
get over it.
Gas was $1.69. You can say what you want. Just go ahead. If I can eat and have more money for my family, say what you want to. It's just
People
a
working,
small.
yeah.
I think a lot of people feel that way. But Chris Christie, we'll see where that gets him. Kanye West. And he's also known now as Ye, Y-A-Y, I think is his new name, still says that, hey, I'm a Trump supporter regardless of what has happened. I'm out there with him. He's been seen with a new girlfriend over the weekend, too, if you keep up with that type of politics of what the stars do.
The Kardashian mess. Oh, my. But anyway, I don't know.
Okay, Linda Culpepper says that she had a birthday cake. I mentioned this. If you've got a birthday, make sure that you get the whipped icing on your next cake and try it.
Oh, it is good.
I will
It's really good.
because normally icing is too rich for me and I can't eat it.
The whipped is lighter, and it's not as
I can
sweet.
lick. I lick forks.
It's good.
It's nothing quite like it. So I hope y'all will try that next birthday cake. And thanks for letting me know that, Linda. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Some other things that are going on as we get past Kanye and all of his dealings there. Who remembers this young lady? Let me show a picture of her. This is the picture I think that most Americans will remember. This is the realtor from Texas that flew to Washington for the January 6th when they were going to have the rally.
Okay.
Things got out of hand. People stormed the Capitol. She walked in. They have given her a very, very hard time over this. She's going to spend the next 60 days in jail, and she says, I'm going. For those people that don't like me, I know that you're going to celebrate. But she got 60 days out of it. They are not done with this.
No. Well, there's so much coming out about that through the investigation that we were told a bunch of lies about the whole thing.
Yeah, Tucker's on top of it.
Like, well, somebody was saying, for an insurrection, it was the most unorganized insurrection in history.
That's right.
So it was just crazy.
You can call it what you want. And there's people that Tucker's interviewed that said that there were FBI agents, and I cannot prove this, that were within the crowd trying to urge people to do things wrong.
Oh, it was
I'm
a
sure,
setup. I'm telling you, I still say. And
in
the girl
groups,
the woman that was shot, unarmed,
correct,
trying to climb through a window. Has anything ever been said about that? Any investigation?
Oh yeah, they cleared the police officer of any wrongdoing. I've watched that video, and I think a lot of people have. And was she going? She was climbing. She wasn't even in there, and there was a lot of things that could have been done. Stun guns. You could have used a zapper. You could have used mace.
Anything.
Lethal force was used on her,
But let that happen out on the streets with the wrong party, and then they're going to want to put you under the jail.
But
crazy.
I don't understand that. I don't. But they are still going after more and more people with this as they go to social media, more or less saying turn in your neighbor if you recognize them on anything there. The cartel, and I can see this, they're applauding Biden.
Yeah.
With the money that is going to be given to these people that are at the border, and you watch the cartel or what brings people into our country illegally. Yeah. They control drugs, and they're figuring out they can set people up to get money and sue the federal government now. This is what this is going to turn into, a lawsuit to take your money. At some point, a country does run out of money.
What I don't understand, you are breaking the law illegally, coming into our country, and we're going to pay you for breaking the law?
Yeah.
There ought to be rights in the prisons, these burglars and stuff. Where's my payback here?
Exactly. But, through the years, we've watched as, and it's been done discreetly, as to people who don't necessarily think the way you do get put into a lifetime judgeship or a spot on, what is it, the Ninth Court?
Yeah.
That is very, very, and you'll hear what they rule on, and you go,
what?
That don't sound right. But that is what through the years has happened. Now, Trump did get a lot of people in there. And it will take, don't get me wrong, it's going to take more people than Trump.
Oh, yeah.
It's just level, I don't care what party you're from, level thinking Americans of what's right and what's wrong.
Oh, common sense.
Correct.
Common sense and decency. I don't understand.
Yeah. Good morning to Jason Sharp. Appreciate you watching there from the Philadelphia area. Hadn't talked to you in quite some time. Do appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments there. Good morning, Delina. Glad to see you're up and stirring today.
Up and moving.
Yeah. Let's see here what else is going on in the news today. This is a great story that happened over the weekend. We have seen countless times that Americans go to church and someone attacks the church and, it doesn't turn out well. And as we look to this, a pastor in Nashville was giving a service, and had been a guy that had been to church 2 or 3 times. He pulls out a gun, pulls it on the entire congregation, holds them at gunpoint. The preacher kneels down and is praying for people. And the guy turns his back for a moment, and the preacher jumps to the rescue and takes him down, and the rest of the church jumped in with him. Thank goodness he didn't start shooting automatically.
Thank heavens. Yeah.
But he's been caught, and kudos to that pastor for taking care of his congregation.
That's brave, yeah.
And I'll say this, if you're watching and your church does not have a security, it's time that y'all sit down and have a meeting. Times have changed to where you need to be protected.
Yeah, we do.
And, you know, I go to Northcrest, and they have a full security team. And if you'll remember back at the church that was out in Texas where the guy pulls out his gun and the guy at the back of the church was security, took the bad guy out.
Yeah.
We can't just leave the door open anymore and you not think that nothing can happen.
Who would ever think we'd come to this
I
in this
know.
country? It's sad. It's sad.
It's people that don't, you know, that are against religion, that are against Christians that want to inflict harm. We are just truly in a different time. There's no other way to word this. So we urge you just to think about that. I don't want anybody ever not to be protected and not know what's going on.
We got some people greeting this man. Angela Maxie White.
Hey,
says,
Angela.
Good morning. John Talbert. I keep waiting for Linda Culpepper to bring us some of that carrot cake.
Did she make some carrot cake?
That's what she's the one that was talking about the carrot cake.
Oh, that stuff is good.
Somebody had made her one for her birthday with that frosting.
Betsy said that she thought that the new premiere of Yellowstone last night was a little bit calmer than what she was expecting. I think more is coming. But boy, that he lived. Beth, of course, who was in the explosion there, did live also. And what is the deal with the other son? We don't know. So we'll see. Jay Belcher there. We'll talk to Jay in a little bit. He's getting ready for Jay's taxidermy, the Battle of the
I was
Bucks.
going to say, I hadn't seen or talked to him in, gosh.
Forever.
Forever.
It has been. But this was youth season this weekend. I hope you had a chance to take someone out, a youth, to hunt. And we'll be getting some pictures from all the deer that have been coming into Jay's taxidermy. Looking forward to that. So there you go. A few more things coming up with us as we head toward the top of the hour. Here with Scotty Ray and Candace, and of course our favorite fill-in, Miss Jan.
Jan Bushman's here.
I'm Richard Schwartz. If you've been in an auto accident, don't hesitate to call for legal help. Remember, the first 10 days following an accident are crucial. I am Richard Schwartz, and I'm here to help you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
And good morning. Welcome back. A short commercial break for us there. One thing I wanted to point out, and you care about your grandkids, you care about kids everywhere.
Oh, I love kids.
A California school official is sounding the alarm on a new drug that is out that is called paint. It's very, very cheap, and for $5, kids are starting to take this. And they're saying it is highly, highly addictive, is what they're saying. It's described, a CBS station is describing it from there in California as being a clear pill capsule with red and brown dust on the inside. Now, I don't know what that is in the drug world. I'm not up to par on all that.
Parents need to be educating their children.
Yes.
You know, the school needs to be educating and be aware of this and how are they getting hold of this stuff and where's it coming from.
So that's another thing that is still continuing headlines across America. And maybe you've been paying attention to all of this. The movie that Alec Baldwin was in, of the death of the person that was on it. Now everybody is still pointing fingers at each other because they know something is coming. Somebody's going to be charged in this. The lawyers are trying to say that the gun that killed her was left unattended for 2 hours. They had to backtrack that and say, well, it was just about 10 minutes that it wasn't being attended to.
Who would have on a set live ammo in the first place?
That's a real good question.
And the girl that was supposedly in charge of the gun and everything was so inexperienced.
Right.
I'm thinking, common sense. I don't know.
And 2 or 3 hours before it all happened, they were out actually target practicing with the same gun, from what I understand. You don't do that. I saw where what's the big guy that was the wrestler that is now that was in Walking Tall? I'm blank.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name either.
He was in Bedazzled.
Yeah.
The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson has said that moving forward, none of his movies will have real guns. They'll all be fake. Of some sort.
Be all plastic, whatever. You know.
I don't know enough about the movie industry to comment on that. If that takes away.
Well, the technology that they have with special effects and all that, there's no reason
they
to have a real gun. I mean, they've got sound effects like we had in radio.
Yeah, you can hit a button and do things.
And then they've got those little things that'll explode on you, make blood. And I know so much about this. I've been in so many movies.
I don't doubt anything with Jay. A Chicago cop has lost his life. He was in an argument with his wife over a gun in the house. Somehow or another, in the struggle, the gun went off and he was shot and killed. Bad. Now, I wanted to address this because this came out this weekend. Enterprise, Mississippi, the police chief there did get a DUI that was headlines on a local level. He was involved in a car accident. He was booked into the Clark County Jail. And that's all we know about it. The town of Enterprise, the mayor, has not really released much about that. And I got most of my information on this from Clark County Hot Topics. I was made aware of it as soon as it happened. And they were able to get in touch with the mayor before I was. And I relied on a lot of the facts coming from them. And that's just where it is at this point. But a big thank you to them. It's on my page if you want to go back and read the article, or Clark County Hot Topics.
Yeah, I've been out of town, and you miss out on a lot of local stuff.
Yeah, you need to
catch up.
Yeah, we'll fill you in.
Thank you, I appreciate
But
it.
more than welcome to go back and read these stories there. It's a bad day. There's nothing good about that whatsoever that I can tell you. It's just sad that happens here. Colin Powell's funeral was Friday, and I did not even realize that was coming until it was just about over and done with. I caught the last 10 minutes of it.
I know he passed away early last week.
Yeah, it was a while before that. Here's the picture from the funeral, and of course, there's one person that you're not going to see sitting there. You've got Obama and you've got W, and I want to say Hillary is there also, just not in this particular picture. Bill could not make it. He is still under the weather from his hospital visit.
Right.
But as Trump, he come out and didn't say he was fans of him before he even made it to the funeral home. He didn't hold back, as they say.
Hillary's keeping a low profile. Did you notice that?
There hasn't been much on her.
I don't know.
So what is it? Let's talk about this as we've got Veterans Day, and one of your old friends is going to be our special guest tomorrow, coming in to tell us about the Veterans Day parade coming up this week.
Who?
We will have Van Mack in the studio tomorrow.
Van and I did a play together.
You're kidding?
Whose wives are they anyway? And Van was my husband.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Theater. Oh, it was hilarious.
I had no idea that Van had ever been in a play.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
So that is coming up. That's going to be Thursday. Now, there is a small chance of rain on Thursday, but we're hoping that will pass. And Van's going to give us the ins and outs of the parade route, what time it will start. It is and I want to be very forthcoming about that. Veterans Day is very important for our nation. They're the people that protect you. And let's show some respect as we get ready for parade. Show your support. If you can come to the parade, there will be a few businesses closed because it is a federal holiday.
I don't know where I was reading or where I heard this. They were explaining the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Memorial Day is recognizing and paying, tribute to those who gave their lives, who sacrificed their lives, for this country, and so they're passed away. Veterans Day is promoting, celebrating those who have,
served and still
can still, be serving.
So and that is there's some confusion over that.
There is, and so that's what Veterans Day is.
So we hope you will support that.
I know Meridian, Mississippi appreciates our military out here at NAS.
We have had many folks, and if you'll always notice when you go up to these those little red bricks there, people that served. Take your hat off when that national anthem is played. Very important there. I wanted to mention this coming November the 9th is going to happen at Dumont Plaza. And let me pull this and show you this. The Boys and Girl Club are going to have a get-together from 5 to 8 there, the Boys and Girls Club, night out at Dumont Plaza. If you can make it out, support them.
What's today's date?
Today is the 8th.
Today is the 8th?
Yep,
so
the
the
8th
9th is tomorrow then.
That's coming up.
This is November.
Yes, it is.
Where did October go?
It was like that.
That'll be nice, though, from 5 to 8. And the Boys and Girls Club does so much
They do.
good. So much good.
And before you know it, it's going to be Christmas time's coming. We've already got the mark of all this is the Salvation Army is out ringing bells again. If you hadn't noticed that, they did that last week. And as we'll have Christmas in the Highlands before long. And if you've got a Christmas program coming up, we want to hear from you. Send that in to us so we will know more about it and can tell everybody.
Right.
So that's right around the corner there. Not bad at all.
I saw people putting up Christmas lights in Nashville, next door to where I was staying.
It's coming.
they were. I mean, they had their little white lights putting out on the bushes and
Yeah.
stuff on the windows.
We want to say thank y'all for dropping by and spending a few moments. We got just a few seconds before we go, and we want to say thanks for coming by and spending some time with us. Jan, thank you so much for being here.
Enjoyed being here. We love our Meridian viewers. So
Thank y'all so much.
have
We'll
a
see
good
you
day.
bright and early tomorrow morning, all at 8 a.m.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by